Girl Scout Cadet Badge, Screenwriter, Page 1. When it thrills, makes you laugh, or has a fantastic twist, a movie or TV show can seem like magic. And a great show starts with a great script. Screenwriters write scripts meant to be filmed. In this badge, put all your viewing experience to good use. Let it inspire you as you try your hand at writing for the big or small screen. Steps. Step 1. Decide what makes a good script good. Step 2. Come up with an idea for a story. Step 3. Get to know your characters. Step 4. Build the plot. Step 5. Write a 12-page script and share it. Purpose. When I've earned this badge, I'll know how to create a screenplay for a show or movie. Page 2. Step 1. Describe what makes a good script good. In this step, think about movies or television shows you love most. Then examine them for clues as to what makes them work. Look beyond the actors and focus instead on the characters' words, the scenery changes, and the situations the screenwriter puts the characters through, and how all three elements work together. Choices. Do 1. Watch one movie or 3 shows in your favorite genre. A genre is a category, like adventure, comedy, or drama. Take notes on how at least 3 elements, such as the ones mentioned above, make things entertaining. Refer to them for inspiration while working on your own script. For more fun, analyze one movie or 3 shows you don't find entertaining. Looking at what doesn't work can be as helpful as concentrating on what does. If you could remake a film or show to make it more entertaining, what would you do differently? Add a talking cat, make the main character obsessed with chocolate? Or host a script discussion party with friends. Watch one movie or 3 shows in the same genre. Then discuss and write down what everyone likes and doesn't like about the script. Or read 2 scripts. What better way to learn the craft of writing for the screen than by reading a real script? Look for the scripts of your favorite shows or movies, or scripts from shows you've never seen. Ask a librarian for help, or team up with an adult to look online. You can also find examples in books about screenwriting. Page 3. Step 2. Come up with an idea for a story. Most tales have a beginning that introduces the situation, a middle that builds on the story until it reaches the climax, and an ending that shows how everything turns out. Before you can write any of these pieces, you need a basic idea to build your script around. Choices. Do 1. Look into your own life. Have you had an adventure that could be made into a movie, or something hysterically funny happen at school? Is there a great family story your relatives tell every time they get together? Any of these could be the seed of a great script. Or, add to a story you already know. Choose a fairy tale, book, or nursery rhyme and tell how the characters got there or what happened later. How did the old woman end up living in a shoe? After Dorothy, who was the next adventurer in the Land of Oz? Or, play Story Maker. Divide at least 24 index cards or slips of paper into 2 piles, one for characters and one for situations/settings. Write an idea on each. You can start with the ideas in the chart. Then, draw 2 from the character pile and 1 from the situation/settings pile, and see if they spark any story ideas. Page 4. Step 3. Get to know your characters. Whatever your story idea, you'll need a protagonist and an antagonist. Get to know them by writing a 1-page description of each. Use one of these choices to add details, from their hobbies to their jobs, to their postures, and to the sounds of their voices. The boxes at the bottom of the page might help you get started. Choices. Do 1. Spend some time people watching. Take notes on what people wear, how they act, what they say at school, the library, a coffee shop, or a park. Then, choose 3 or 4 details from your observations to make part of your characters' personalities and life stories. Or, exaggerate details about people you're familiar with. Perhaps you know someone who loves red. Maybe your character only wears red velvet suits. Or, your local newscaster speaks loudly. Your character might insist on speaking through a megaphone wherever she goes. Or, mix and match. Take 3 aspects of people or characters you know and combine them to round out your characters. Your protagonist could have a celebrity's curly hair, a friend's dream of being a pilot, and a neighbor's habit of eating a peanut butter sandwich every day at noon. Page 5, Step 4. Build the plot. You have a story idea and characters. Now you need a plot. A plot is an outline of the situations your protagonist will face. A protagonist's circumstances generally grow more dire as the story unfolds towards the climax, where the protagonist faces their most difficult challenge. That challenge usually involves something the antagonist said or did. The chart on page 6 will help you with this step. Choices. Do 1. Fill out the worksheet using your imagination. Challenge yourself to find all the plot twists in the creative corners of your mind. Or, find your plot twist in the news. How are protagonists and antagonists acting and reacting in newspapers or magazines? Collect 3 editions and hunt through their pages for plot ideas. Or, use plot twists from a familiar story. Think about the twists from other stories. In Romeo and Juliet, Romeo misses a very important message from Juliet. In Up, a boy accidentally ends up in a flying house. You could even pull twists from 2 or 3 different stories. Tips. If your story idea is from real life, you'll want to make sure it has enough plot points to make it an interesting screenplay. Remember, your story is meant for the screen, so you'll want to think about what kinds of conflicts would be interesting to watch, not just read about. Page 7, Step 5. Write a 12-page script and share it. It's time to put everything together. Screenplays include not only dialogue, but also descriptions of action that clarify how the scene is intended to look on screen. See the example below for what details to include. Then pick one choice and write your script. Choices. Do 1. Work solo. Some writers prefer to work their magic alone. If that's you, share your script when you're finished, perhaps by reading it aloud at a group meeting. You could ask the other girls to read the different parts. Or, work with a friend. 2 minds can take creativity to a whole new level, and it's fun to try out dialogue as you go along. If your friend is another cadet earning her screenwriter badge, try to write a 24-page script. Or, work with a mentor, perhaps a playwright, director, or actor, an English or drama teacher, or a film or drama student at a local college will be willing to help. Ask your mentor to give you feedback on your pages. The screenplay form. Screenplays are written in a very precise format that includes information for the actor, the director, and the camera people. Sluglines tell where and when each scene takes place. Use a new one whenever time or location changes. INT is used for interior scenes, and EXT for exterior. Time is usually day or night. Action. Describe what's happening on screen. Capitalize sound effects to be added to the soundtrack. Capitalize and center the character name over their dialogue. Indent dialogue to set it apart from the action. Put stage directions for the actor in parentheses. This concludes Screenwriter Badge.